Hey guys, I haven't been on for a little while, but I am back, and probably for good reason. If you haven't been reading the news, there's been a lot happening on Wall Street, particularly what Wall Street bets are doing to GameStop, and the game is still on. People are holding their line with diamond hands. If you're not familiar with that, that is what the message boards on Wall Street bets, that's sort of the terminology that they use. Now, in this video, I'm actually going to talk about the next one coming up. And from my view, I think GameStop might be about to be done mostly. Now, people are gonna probably, whoever's in there right now is probably saying, you know, wants to crucify me and go, no, you're wrong, Abe. But really, you know, when you're talking about brokers not letting people buy anymore, you know, it's hard to play with. It's hard to push that up anymore. And people do have to get out. You can't just stay in to a stock that's, to be honest, it's not worth $500 or $300. It's probably worth maybe, it's definitely worth less than $100, to be honest. But you know, people do need to get out to cash in. So by getting out, they push the stock price down. And once that momentum goes, that's pretty much it. But what's interesting is that I think we do have something coming up. If you want to make perhaps a quick buck, you want a YOLO, I think silver could be it. I've been looking at the Wall Street bets message boards, and this could be absolutely huge. We have the open interest on the futures exchange, where they really supposedly trade silver. There's 100 times more contracts on sale than there is actual physical silver in the exchange. So I'm sure you could do the math. The market cap of silver is a lot different to GameStop. GameStop's 20 billion, silver's around 1 trillion, but it is the most manipulated and shorted asset pretty much in the last decade or so. So if this takes off, it could be huge. We're talking about taking it to from 25 bucks to $1,000, and you know, I can't, you know, it'd be wrong of me not to talk about this to anyone that's following the channel. I mean, just give it a shot. I have personally YOLO'd into this. I don't do this much, or if ever. I always look at, you know, the fundamentals. I always look at the trading charts, and I do a lot of trading. But you know what? Forget all that. If everyone jumps onto this, it's going to be huge. Just, you know, put in a few hundred, put in a few thousand if you want. Put in more than that. And if you can take it from 25 bucks to 1,000, geez. And guess what? You can also stick a big one up to Wall Street, and that's probably pretty satisfying for you and me. Considering how much that they have actually been manipulating the markets over these years, or decades, they've stopped people being able to trade these stocks. I mean, they can't really just stop us all, but if we all jump into silver, that could be interesting. But not only that, when we're talking about not only the short interest that's already existing, which is 100 times more on sale than there are physical silver, which is the same as, I mean, GameStop was 130% that was sold compared to, you know, 100% of the stock available. So there was 130 times sold compared to what there were. Now, if silver's 100 times, which means, you know, in percentage terms, it's 10,000% short, right? We jump into this one, it's going to be huge. It's going to be huge, and maybe you can make bank on it for one of the first few times that you can make money at the expense of Wall Street. And it could be particularly epic. It's going to be awesome, and maybe it could be bigger than GameStop. And I'm sure there's people that are kicking themselves for not being onto GameStop. And by the way, this is not a pump and dump, but there's people that, you know, were pissed off that missed out on GameStop. You know, maybe this could be the one. to redeem yourself with, or you can keep improving your keep making more money with it, and that would be fantastic. All right, so in conclusion, right now the price of silver has jumped from 25 to 29 bucks. In my view, silver costs maybe anywhere up to around 40 bucks to mine for to get the actual silver, and it's underpriced because they've been pushed by the markets, whoever's manipulating the markets down. And I'm as much as I love trading and financial markets, and I'll consider myself, relatively speaking, an expert in the markets, I'm for the everyday guy and gal. This is a way to stick it up to the man again. And might I just say, they're probably going to regulate us to oblivion. They control our speech, and now they'll control our finances. Whatever. Let's rebel while we still can. And then they won't let us buy a single stock in the future. But we'll worry about that later. In fact, I'll talk about these concerns about what's actually going to be the blowback in maybe the next few videos. We'll see how we go. But right now, I can't resist telling you guys about what's possible on silver. And silver's jumped, as I mentioned, from 25 to 29 bucks in the space of basically 2 days. We have some stocks out there like Majestic Silver. The ticker is AG if you're interested, and that's gonna probably blow up in my view. So watch out for silver. That's basically what this video is all about. Next video, we're gonna talk about maybe regulations, what Wall Street could do in response, and that's another video altogether. But here it is, guys. Pay attention to silver. Go on the Wall Street Bets message boards, and make yourself a buck or two. Anyway, with that being said, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.